organization of the 21st century must be first and foremost decentralized. Not because I say so, not because it's beautiful, but organizations in this world, actually since the 1970s, but in this today and forever, they will have to be radically decentralized because complexity has taken over the steerings in markets. So organizations in a certain way have outsourced the steering to markets 40 years ago. And that is why the periphery of organizations must be in charge. People or teams serving the external customer or client must be in charge. And that means we have to radically decentralize decision-making to the organization's periphery. That has not happened yet in most organizations. I think the biggest roadblock for creating organizational transformation from command and control pyramids to decentralized peaches, as I like to say, is one. There are several assumptions that make it difficult or make it hard to see it happen in the world. But first and foremost, and I talked about this today, is that we have to believe that everyone in the world, all people in our organizations, are theory Y people, as McGregor said it. They are intrinsically motivated, self-fulfillers at work, and if the conditions are right, they will take responsibility, they are capable of self-organization and self-steering. So we have to, the problem is not people. People are not the problem. We have built organizational systems for theory X people, lazy, stupid, work-hating X people who do not really exist. And this kind of flawed assumption or prejudice about other people at work, it has crippled organizations. It keeps organizations stuck in command and control mode. I think bullshit jobs is a way to describe one of the phenomena of middle management, for example, or people doing steering work, steering from the top down in organizations. I was a controller, corporate controller, a finance manager myself, and of course all this budgeting and reporting and setting targets, negotiating targets and this kind of stuff, planning. It serves steering only. It is a bullshit job to do that. The problem is not controlling or controllers or finance managers or performance managers or HR people. They are not the problem, but that this kind of functions, also quality managers, risk managers, they all serve the purpose of steering today in command and control organizations. And ultimately, in a world of complexity, steering cannot work. Steering has failed for the last 40 years. We have hardly noticed it, and in a way, this is bullshit value. It's wasteful bullshit work, sadly, I must say. Organizations must be radically decentralized because organizations have to survive in complex, surprising, fast-moving, dynamic markets. I think blockchain, it is tempting to say that it's a necessary enabler. I think it can be an enabler, but it's not necessary. The main thing to create better, more complexity, robust organizations is decentralization of decision-making and not some IT technology. IT can then serve the purpose of, for example, informing teams in the periphery about their performance, other teams' performance. So I think one of the key challenges for IT people is to make ERP and CRM and all kinds of transaction and interaction systems. Honestly, when I hear people talking about the next generation and the next, I think all that is just bullshit, I must say, because it is as bullshitty to assume that the next generation, the generation Y or the generation Z, is totally different, always saves the world. That is as nonsensical as assuming that the next generation is always more stupid than the previous generations. All these are nonsensical assumptions. To put hope in a generation that hasn't even evolved into adult, educated, work-fit human beings, it's just overwhelming. It's just insulting in a certain way to human intelligence. I mean, I'm 47 years old, and I'm as much part of my generation as I'm part of a society, and I think our generation has not been less wise or wiser than any other. All generations are created equal. That is important. So let's not put too much hope in young people. I mean, they are just the same. They also will have, and this brings us back to why organizations have to change. If you put young people in command and control hierarchies, they will also suffer incredible